It's cool outside. You know that feeling like you're running low on everything. Like the car inside your heart won't start, it's out of gasoline. I've spent too much time wandering around my own mind. So let's go outside for a while. Feel the earth under our feet. We'll watch the day turn to night, then a new sunrise and repeat. We'll count the stars in the sky till we both get tired and we close our eyes and sleep. Yeah, let's go outside for a while. You know that feeling like you're stuck and nothing's changing. And the repeated fails of chasing tails can be so exhausting. I've been spending too much time lost inside my own mind. So let's go outside for a while. Feel the earth under our feet. We'll watch the day turn to night, then a new sunrise and repeat. We'll count the stars in the sky till we both get tired and close our eyes and sleep. Yeah, let's go outside for a while. I need a breath of fresh air inside of my lungs. I need the sun through the trees, butterflies and ladybugs, the sound of the breeze racing through the pines. I've spent too much time, I've spent too much time. I need the cool melted air, I need the desert nights. I wanna stand with you underneath the northern lights. Yeah, I've spent too much time, I've spent too much time inside of my own mind. So let's go outside.
Free cheeks. These are free cheeks. And he lost his cheeks, he slid out and he left his shell. That's his molt. There's the actual animal. And like again, if you were in a store and this was loose, you'd pay about $10 because it's cheap. You could use about $5 like this. But in a rock it'd be 20 because a rock is rare. In fact, I was in Yellowstone and I saw a slab for sale for $200. It had no trilobites. But this Cambrian, well, guess what? To get Cambrian rock in North America, there's only two spots. Millard County, the British Shell in British Columbia. There's a little teeny area in Texas, the Rose Formation, it's all white, and there's not trilobites. So the rock is just as rare as the buck. That's why it's worth more in. And if you're collecting Cambrian, you have to get it. So then, the next one down is Mr. Bigtail. He's an Asphiscus wheeleri. Now, where they got their names, who's from Utah?
We are.
Okay, this is 1 square mile of Utah school land. The school owns it. And then the bug house in town leases it. So the King Survey Group was putting their corner posts on, and it's actually by that yellow sign over there. And they were having lunch, and they found them in the wash. So they talked to the Smithsonian, and Walcott sent the Wheeler expedition out to classify them. So it's the Wheeler shell, Wheeler Formation, Wheeler Amphitheater, and Asphiscus Wheeleri.
That's huge.
He's huge. He starts out at 1 5/8, and he gets up to 3 inches to 5 inches.
Well,
So there's a pretty good size one. So they just start out 1 5/8, and the reason is they were just too thin to fossilize till they got that big. We found them. I mean, we know they exist smaller, but on the whole, they're paper thin. In fact, you can actually see he's flaked off right there. So he is just painted on the rock. And so, because they are so valuable, Mr. Bigtail, if you do find one, we've got a tile saw and a generator. We'll cut it. Don't ever try to get him out. Bring him back on a big thick rock, and we'll make a display for you. And we'll have it shot. We'll have it ready just to put in your house. And I can do surgery. I've glued this one back together. My wife is here. She'd say sometimes not all my patients survive. But, we're pretty good at it.
rare ones.
So these two are the most common.
Alright.
This little blind one, no eyes, he looks like a figure 8, that's a big one. And we do have a seashell. It's a brachiopod. I called it a clam in front of a biologist one day. He read me the right eye. He's not even closely related. It's a brachiopod. And so it's just a seashell. And then our Belapsidilla, right now he looks like him, the Elrathia, doesn't it? But this has got 13 ribs. This has 9. He's got 15. And he's huge. So we have to get our loop out to count the ribs. I've seen them half inch. And so you can find those. And then their food source is that Margarita doris. It's an algae plant. And that's what they ate. All that existed here was trilobites, algae, and some sponges. And there is a hyolithid and mollusk. But generally, that's like, there's no fish. There's nothing else. You keep everything you find. You find a rare one, it's yours. You keep it. You'll have to have it professionally prepped. But your biggest problem is how many take home. You'll come back and I'll tell you the first 2 inches of your bucket you toss. Because you can find better and better and better. And in fact, I'll show you the other pit. This is a Canadian pit in the Yoho. And they've got a picture, they're proud of it, and there's not a whole trilobite on it. There's bits and pieces, trilobites, the Pygidium.
Then we think that most of those were living in the Delta area. So they had Japanese living here. But after the sugar beets were really a big crop here, but there got to be a worm in the soil and they couldn't get rid of it. So the sugar beet factory closed and then took itself apart and moved to like South Dakota. So all of the people who had been working on the sugar beet factories moved. So that was in about 1927, 1930, around there. So then we think that most of those were living in the Delta area. So they had Japanese living here. But after the sugar beets were really a big crop here, but there got to be a worm in the soil and they couldn't get rid of it. So the sugar beet factory closed and then took itself apart and moved to like South Dakota. So all of the people who had been working on the sugar beet factories moved. So that was in about 1927, 1930, around there.
Did the community protest, or like I remember hearing a story that originally they wanted to call it the Delta Camp and the community was opposed to it?
directions. I can hear a storm, it's rumbling, sounds like a freight train coming.
Oh, it's a current, electric, a fire, magnetic, the city streets at night. An eruption, explosion, an earthquake, commotion, a gamma ray burst of flight.
I can feel it.
Oh, it's like the stars align.
I can feel it.
Tonight's the night I come alive.
I can feel it. It's all coming into my view. My eyes see for miles, I'm on the move. Look now, the water's raging. Feels like the tides are changing.
Oh, it's a current, electric, a fire, magnetic, the city streets at night. An eruption, explosion, an earthquake, commotion, a gamma ray burst of flight.
I can feel it.
Oh, it's like the stars align.
I can feel it.
Tonight's the night I come alive.
I can feel it. I can feel it. Can you feel it? There's something in the air, I sense it. I can feel it. Can you feel it?
Oh, it's like the stars align.
I can feel it.
Tonight's the night I come alive.
I can feel it. I can feel it.
Current, electric, fire, magnetic. Oh, it's like the stars align.
I can feel it.
An eruption, explosion, an earthquake, commotion. Tonight's the night I come alive.
I can feel it. I can feel it. Do you remember the tree? The one we carved the names, you plus me, we were young. We were young. That summer was good to us. Riding around on bikes, kicking up the dust. We were young. Darling, as long as the sky above is still blue, then I'm with you, oh, I'm with you. I will love you to the day I die. Darling, I will never leave your side. Your side. So let's go scrape our knees down by the river.
Cambrian. 550 million years old.
Wow.
Trilobite. And its name is Asaphyscus. Asaphyscus wheeleri. And then this is Wheeler Shale. That rock is Wheeler Shale. And it's found in the House Range, Utah.
That sounds right.
And Katusha is like a the young girl's name, but it was also the rockets that they would in World War II.
Yeah.
And then Moscow Nights is the other one. That
Oh, you learned all the Soviet
Yeah,
music.
yeah.
See, the people who were teaching us were people that escaped. They escaped out through the Orient.
Yes. Oh,
Well, they'd
interesting.
been in China. They were people that escaped through Vladivostok and over into China.
Uh-huh.
Most of the instructors in that school. Господин Vorobyov was our music instructor, and he didn't. It was all a cappella. All he had was a little tooting. And we,
Oh,
and
that's
what a
interesting.
great teacher he was.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
You've retained it really well.
Yeah.
It's been 20 years since I was there. So